Welcome everybody to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for your Money in the Bank preview and predictions. Today we're previewing over here what is going to happen at the 2017 edition of Money in the Bank. And it's going to be an exciting one. It's going to be a damn good pay-per-view. Has the build to this pay-per-view been good? We're going to talk about that. But what do I think the pay-per-view is going to be like? I think this is going to be a very, very good pay-per-view. And you know where else you can find some very, very good quality content? Right here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Look at that segue, bro. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Monday Night Raw and Smackdown reviews for this week are up, so make sure to go check out both of those videos. Two great quality videos. On Tuesday, we also reported the news about Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman possibly, or a rumor that Braun Strowman is cleared to go, could be on Raw next week, and challenging Roman Reigns. So we're talking about that. About a 15-minute video there. Make sure to go check that one out. Last weekend on Saturday, Behind the Mic, where we cover all the news in the WWE. I believe it was episode number 23. We were talking about John Cena possibly coming back to challenge Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship and possibly win his 17th World Championship. So we're talking about that on Behind the Mic. Make sure to go check out all those other videos. Links to those videos are in the description, so you don't gotta go searching around. But if you don't want to miss a single thing, and it's a big week here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, we got Money in the Bank review and results on Sunday, and Behind the Mic episode number 24 on Saturday. If you don't want to miss a single thing that's going on in the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, make sure to click that subscribe button. And do it hard. Hit that subscribe button with a Kinshasa, with the Styles Clash, whatever you got. Just hit that subscribe button and make sure to click on the notification bell so you can get those notifications straight to your phone. So make sure to do all that good stuff. For now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go into the Money in the Bank preview and predictions. And first, we're going to talk about the build to this pay-per-view, which has been fairly decent. We've seen some decent Smackdowns as of late. Not as good as they could be, not as good as they probably should be, considering the talent that they have on SmackDown Live. I mean, really, you look at the talent they have. You got a Shinsuke Nakamura, and AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Baron Corbin, Ty Dillinger, who we haven't even seen in God knows how long. Really, the entire composition of this Money in the Bank ladder match, I would have changed around. The Money in the Bank ladder match is supposed to be an opportunity for new talent, at least if you ask me. So there should not be a Kevin Owens, who's already your United States champion, in this match. There should not be an AJ Styles, who should be challenging for that very United States championship, if you ask me, at this pay-per-view. There's no reason for him to be in this match. Shinsuke Nakamura, who should remain protected, there's no reason for him to be in this match. Sure, throw in a Ziggler, throw in a Zayn, and Corbin, who is my prediction to actually win the entire thing. Those are the only guys who should really be in this Money in the Bank ladder match, if you ask me. Besides that, we should be seeing a Rusev, we should be seeing a Ty Dillinger, and a Luke Harper. That would be a perfect Money in the Bank ladder match. I know you guys will complain about that. Oh, this Money in the Bank ladder match is supposed to be star-studded. No, it's not. It doesn't need to be star-studded. You can have a Shinsuke Nakamura on this pay-per-view, but there's no reason for him to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, especially considering the fact that that really is not the plan for a Shinsuke Nakamura. If you ask me, the plan is to have this guy win the Royal Rumble or somehow become #1 contender for the WWE Championship going into WrestleMania. The person holding that WWE Championship is AJ Styles, and we see a classic at WrestleMania with Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, where Shinsuke Nakamura wins his first ever WWE Championship. So really, having him win the Money in the Bank now would make no sense, and there's no use for him to be in this matchup. You're telling me you couldn't have brought back a John Cena 2 weeks earlier than he was supposed to come out? I mean, he was on Monday Night Raw after the show went off the air just last Monday. He was on Monday Night Raw. So you're telling me he couldn't have came back 2 weeks ago, had a face-off with Nakamura, maybe a promo this week in the go-home show, and it's Nakamura and Cena. The 2 weeks prior, Shinsuke Nakamura didn't even have to be on the build to Money in the Bank, because Shinsuke Nakamura is a superstar. Shinsuke is a superstar, and he needs to be treated differently from the rest. Over these past 4 weeks, it's like WWE has been doing things to more and more make Nakamura blend in to the rest of the WWE roster on Smackdown. And I feel like that's one of the biggest mistakes WWE has made on the build to Money in the Bank. If I were booking this Money in the Bank ladder match, the landscape of this entire match would have been completely different. It'd be Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Luke Harper, Rusev, and who the hell else? Dolph Ziggler. You can throw all those guys in there. Give them an opportunity. Put them on the pay-per-view, because there's no goddamn reason to have a Shinsuke Nakamura in there, your United States champion in there, AJ Styles in there. Why? Why can't you continue the rivalry that was pretty damn good between Kevin Owens and AJ Styles? Why can't you put Nakamura in another situation, and you can even branch out the Cena storyline going into SummerSlam, which is probably what they're going to do with Nakamura going into SummerSlam anyways. So we could have got another match out of Nakamura and Cena, which probably would have been fantastic. So, I mean, there was a lot better things you can do. Imagine that card. You got Styles and Owens. You got a pretty packed Money in the Bank, despite the fact that these guys aren't in them. Shinsuke Nakamura versus John Cena. You can have your women's Money in the Bank ladder match. To be honest, if you ask me, you don't even need to have the goddamn women's championship match on this show. Really, there is no use for it. But if you wanted to add Lana versus Naomi, which is one of the matches that makes no sense that it's happening to me, you could. You got your tag team championship match, Usos and the New Day, and then you got your WWE Championship match between Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton. That's a pretty damn good pay-per-view, if you ask me. A lot better than what we have now. What we have now, don't get me wrong, it's still pretty damn good. It's still very, very exciting. But really, this pay-per-view really could have been something above what we got right now. And you really building or booking your fantasy matches for a lot of these WWE pay-per-views is usually what we come up with is much better than what WWE has, and that's really not a good thing. So there have been some mistakes, like having Nakamura on every single week building towards Money in the Bank, the absence of a Ty Dillinger, the absence of a Luke Harper, the absence of American Alpha. That just has been nagging on SmackDown, and really the fact that these SmackDowns haven't been very, very exciting as they should be, or at least as I would have wanted them to be. So, I mean, it was a decent build to Money in the Bank, but like always, there were errors in WWE's plan, and really some errors that I think could have been easily avoided, if you ask me. So that is what I'm thinking about the build going into Money in the Bank. For now, let's go into the card of this pay-per-view. And what should we start off with here? Let me look at this card. Well, what the hell is going to be on the pre-show? Is there anything of value that is going to be on the pre-show? The Breezango versus the Colognes is the kickoff show match. Who gives a crap about that? Nobody. Let's start off with this women's championship match. Naomi versus Lana. So we're going to start off with this one. I mean, if you want to discuss the build of Naomi versus Lana, there's really not much to talk about here. We got 2 weeks to build towards this matchup. Lana has not even been in a WWE ring yet. Who the hell ever debuts with a Smackdown Women's Championship match? I mean, look at the talent you got on this roster. Becky Lynch, Natalya, Charlotte. These are women who have earned their championship matches. But you're telling me Lana gets to step in here and win or claim a women's championship shot? I mean, it would have made more sense if you asked me to put her in the Money in the Bank. Would she be a good addition to Money in the Bank? Hell no. Lana, I don't feel like would fit into that match at all, and WWE knew that, so they wanted to put her on the card. Really, I would have postponed the debut of Lana until after this pay-per-view, because there really was no use for Lana until after this, and putting her in the in a women's championship match at Money in the Bank is just really putting more pressure on her debut. It really is. You're debuting in a marquee matchup. It's a women's title shot against Naomi. Do I think Lana is going to win this match? Hell no. And that's another thing. Are you really going to have her lose on her debut? How good does that sound? Not that good, if you ask me. So, first of all, the pressure is increased. Second of all, it highlights the fact that she's done absolutely nothing as of yet, and especially hasn't done anything to win a women's championship match on SmackDown Live over the talent that there already is on this goddamn roster. Putting Lana in this match also highlights her in-ring ability. What can she do in that ring? This is a women's championship match, and when you're going in to a women's championship match, you expect the quality of this matchup to be above a normal SmackDown Live match, especially on pay-per-view. So this is going to highlight, is Lana any good in the ring? And if you ask me, that answer is no. Am I judging things earlier? Yes, I have to. From what we've seen so far, I am expecting this match to be a complete train wreck. From what I've heard so far, I'm expecting this match to be a complete train wreck, because I'm hearing that Lana's gimmick is going to be a mixture of Eva Marie and Emelina, and you know those two gimmicks were failures right there. And if you can't even put up in the gimmick department, we're going to hope you can do good in the ring. And really, Lana hasn't had that much in-ring experience. I know she's been training, but she really hasn't been in the ring in that top-notch situation like she's going to be at Money in the Bank. And instead of easing her in, you're really throwing her into the fire. So I don't know. Maybe Lana will do good. Maybe Lana will be very, very good in the ring and will put on a damn good match with Naomi. But then you look at the fact that Naomi is such a spontaneous competitor. She's quick in the ring. You're agile. You're going to have to stay in motion. And that's why a lot of Naomi's matches fall flat, because you're going to have to stay on top of things. Unless Naomi's in there with like a Charlotte or a Becky, somebody who's just really good in that ring and just really knows what they're doing. Look at her matches with Alexa. They weren't that good at all. Because Alexa, yeah, she's pretty good in the ring, but when you're in there with somebody like Naomi, who's just going at you at all cylinders, really fast offense, you really have to be careful. And to put Lana in a situation like that where she's probably nervous on pay-per-view, everybody's going to be looking, criticizing, and you're in there with a fast competitor like Naomi, you can't slow down. You're really going to have to wait and see how Lana handles that. I hope she does really well. I do not wish detriment on anything that goes on here. But do I think Lana is going to do good in this match? No, my answer is no, and that's really the main focus of this match. How is Lana going to do? I think the outcome is predictable. We're not going to see Lana win the Women's Championship. She shouldn't win the Women's Championship. If you ask me, that does not fall into plans. The plans are for Charlotte to win the Women's Championship, if you ask me. And on top of that, this is her first opportunity for a Women's Championship. Shouldn't even be getting her first opportunity this early in the game, if you ask me. So there's a lot of factors to consider here. And there's a lot of pressure on Lana. Whether or not she holds up, that's the real question here. But if you ask me, my prediction for this match is that Naomi will win, unless WWE wants to throw a curveball at us, which WWE absolutely loves to do. But if they're going logical here, it will be Naomi. No doubt about it. We move on to the Tag Team Championship match here on this show, and it is the Usos versus the New Day. The build to this match has been fairly decent. I mean, the promos of the Usos have been absolutely fantastic. Each and every time the Usos come out there to cut a promo, you're on the edge of your seat. They bring intensity to their promos, and I love it, but the way this match has been built has been fairly standard, and still not a lot of people have addressed the fact that the New Day did absolutely squat, zero shit they did to fucking win and claim their opportunity towards this championship, and that attributes to the fact that we haven't seen an American Alpha in goddamn weeks. Why the hell couldn't there have been a number one contenders match between the New Day and an American Alpha, maybe a Breezango, so they can earn their opportunity? They literally just came out on some random night, and they fucking just showed up and they said, we have an opportunity for the Tag Team Championships, and that's it. That's how you're going to introduce the New Day? Really? Really, besides that, the build to this match has been standard. I mean, you've had the New Day fight the Clones, the Usos come out, cut a promo, 8-man tag on Smackdown's go-home show last week. Just very standard builds, and really, you could have done a lot better in building towards this matchup, especially considering how experienced these teams are and how entertaining they are. The New Day is a very, very entertaining team. The Usos are a very, very entertaining team. Why couldn't you have brought some of that in? Why couldn't you have done that? But that's not what we saw here. Instead, we saw very standard builds, the usual copy-paste format that WWE does, and really, if you ask me, that's not very good. That's not very good. So, I mean, it was an build, if you ask me, but, I mean, who's going to win this match? I'm going to go with the New Day, because, I mean, they came in here, maybe they'll postpone it. Maybe they'll postpone it towards a later date. But I think the New Day is going to come in and win the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. I mean, it's very, very inevitable if you put it into perspective. I mean, the New Day, they've been getting promo packages for weeks. That's really what WWE has been building towards, putting the New Day in the spotlight. And they have that opportunity right now. And I don't think they want to pass it up. Do I want to see the Usos lose their Tag Team Championships? Hell no, they've been very, very good Tag Team Champions. Their matches have been fantastic. With American Alpha, what they did was pretty great. What they did with Breezango was funny and entertaining. But, I mean, the New Day and the Usos, I think, are going to have a pretty damn good match. I mean, we've seen this match in the past, but the Usos weren't heels then. I think the Usos have really developed as a tag team. Same thing with the New Day, since the Usos and the New Day last met. So this is going to be a very interesting contest to see how these teams have matured, really, if you think about it. I want the Usos to win, I really do, because they've been very good as tag team champions, and they really do deserve, after this great heel run, they really do deserve a long tag team title run. They won it a little bit before, I think in March, a little bit before WrestleMania. They didn't get to defend those titles at WrestleMania. I mean, the Usos really do deserve a longer tag team title reign, and I don't think that should be passed up here. But then again, if you ask me, what WWE has in mind is to have the New Day win the WWE Championships or WWE Tag Team Championships. Goddamn, imagine that. But I mean, that's what I think they're gonna do, and it really makes no sense. In reality, it really makes no sense. There's really no heel tag teams to go against the New Day, so maybe they will keep it on the Usos. Maybe I should change my prediction to the Usos. Really, one of the most unpredictable matches on this show, if you ask me. But leave your comments in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to win this match? And let's move on to the WWE Championship match. Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton. What the hell is going to go on with this one? There's no way Randy Orton's winning at this point. I have no belief that Randy Orton is winning this match. I think they're going to keep it on Jinder Mahal until further notice, probably until John Cena comes back, like we reported on Behind the Mic last Saturday, and takes that title off of Jinder Mahal, which a lot of people don't want to see. I think I'm one of those people who just does not want to see that, because, I mean, it sounds terrible to me. That would be just absolutely awful, but I don't know, we're going to have to wait and see. I really don't think the person taking that title off of Jinder Mahal would be Randy Orton. It would really make no sense to have put the title on Jinder Mahal in the first place if boring old babyface stale Randy Orton was just going to win it back right away. I say Jinder Mahal beats Randy Orton. Randy Orton gets fed up with the bullshit, turns heel. We get another great heel on SmackDown Live, and we go to Jinder Mahal versus John Cena. Jinder Mahal beats John Cena. That solidifies him as WWE Champion before SummerSlam. I'll say John Cena versus Jinder Mahal at Battleground. That will legitify him as a WWE Champion, where he could then lose the WWE Championship to Jinder Mahal. Or, I mean, not Jinder Mahal losing the title to himself. I mean, AJ Styles, and things will transpire from there, if you ask me. But really, the build to this match has been nothing special whatsoever. It's been Jinder Mahal coming out, cutting the same old promo. Randy Orton not fired up at all for this, just same old babyface garbage over and over and over again. And really nothing intriguing here, if you ask me. Just nothing of avail here. So, I mean, it's going to be a pretty decent match. That's really all we have left to look forward to. The matchup, we're going to have to wait and see if this matchup is going to be any good, because that was my biggest concern with seeing Jinder Mahal as WWE Champion. Sure, you can make his presentation fantastic. Yeah, he can cut a good promo every here and there, but can he do it in the ring when it's time to put on that main event caliber matchup? Can Jinder Mahal complete the puzzle to a great storyline and give us that fantastic match to cap everything off? I don't think he can, and I really don't think this match is going to be any good at Money in the Bank. We're going to have to wait and see, though. It's going to be an interesting watch to see if Jinder Mahal puts on a good match with Randy Orton. The last match they had was okay, but I feel like it was very overshadowed by the fact that Jinder Mahal won the goddamn WWE Championship, and it was such a goddamn surprise. So we're going to have to see how he holds up to, on Sunday, because really there is no surprises anymore going into this pay-per-view. It's just Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton. It's either Jinder Mahal wins or Randy Orton wins, and I don't think anybody wants to see Randy Orton win. And I mean, I don't think anybody's going to be too excited if Jinder Mahal wins. So, I mean, really, what is the point of this matchup? I have no idea. This is just to get the rivalry over with. Randy Orton has his rematch clause, and he's exercising them at Money in the Bank. But if you ask me, my prediction, Jinder Mahal wins the WWE Championship, or retains the WWE Championship. And that brings us to one of the more exciting matches on the show, and that's the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. It's Charlotte versus Becky versus Natalya versus Carmella versus Tamina, who I actually left off of my recording because they don't have a Fatal 5-Way in WWE 2K17. Fuck that shit. But this is Obviously a historic match, first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and it's going to be a thrilling match. It really is going to be interesting to see. It's going to be scary to see as well how these women are going to hold up in this Money in the Bank ladder match. The build to this Money in the Bank ladder match has been pretty decent. That huge brawl that they had, the women, it was supposed to be a number one contendership fatal five-way, and then that just transpired into a huge brawl. That was an exciting brawl. I loved what happened in that brawl, and that was a great way to show the chaos that these women can produce in a Money in the Bank ladder match, and I really enjoyed that fight, and I hope this Money in the Bank ladder match goes the direction of that fight, because if it does, it's going the right way, and I like what these women are going to be doing in this Money in the Bank ladder match. But where I'm concerned is how these women are going to take these hits with ladders, because these aren't toy ladders. This isn't an action figure that you buy that comes with that small little ladder set. These are the real goddamn things, and I don't think they're going to go easy on the women here. I think this is going to be a brutal match. There's going to be some brutal spots, and there are going to be some spots in this match where we're like, ooh, really, ooh, did she get hurt there? Is that too much? Because really, this is going to be a match where the women, you have to admit, women are more fragile than men, and really some serious injuries can go down in this matchup, and it's happened with the men before. So I mean, that's really the one thing that I am on the edge about in this matchup, and it's really the only thing. It's really the only thing, because besides that, I think these women are going to go out there, put their bodies on the line. This is clearly a match that all these women are very excited to be taking a part in. You saw the smiles in their faces. Charlotte, Becky, Tamina, they were all smiling when they saw Shane McMahon announce this match, and I don't think those smiles were scripted. I think those were genuine smiles, because they know they're going to be making part of history, and they know they're very excited to be in this matchup. I really do think that's the attitude the women are taking into this matchup, and if they are excited, and if they really want to go into this matchup, then that means they're going to put their heart and souls into this match, and in the end, they're going to give us a product that's going to be very, very exciting. Do I think it's going to surpass the quality of the men's Money in the Bank match? Hell no. And that's because look at the talent you got in the goddamn men's Money in the Bank match. AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler. Those are not names that are going to slow down and not like go all out for a Money in the Bank ladder match. I think the men are going to put everything they have out there, and that's just because simply you got some of the best goddamn talent WWE has ever had in that Money in the Bank ladder match. Do I think that's the right decision? Like I said at the beginning of the video, no, but these women are going to put their bodies on the line, and I think in the end they're going to give us a very, very good match that we're going to look back on and say next year, I want to see another one. I want to see another one, and that's really the result you want to get out of this match, because most of these new match types, like the women's Hell in a Cell we saw last year, we're leaving this and we're saying, I don't want to see that again. Yeah, that you can leave that in the past, the one and done. But this, I want this to be a match that at the end of this match we can say, I want to see that again next year when Money in the Bank comes around. I want this to be a yearly thing. The women should get their opportunity at a Money in the Bank. And one of the most exciting things about this matchup is the way this is going to shake up the women's division. Because really, in these women's division, there's one championship, one champion. You're only fighting for that. That's it. The men, you have a United States Championship, a mid-card championship, I should say, the WWE Championship. You can go into the tag team division. If you're a cruiserweight on Monday Night Raw, go ahead. There's a lot of ventures and championships that you can wiggle yourself into. You can find a tag team partner. The women really do not get these opportunities that often to get another acclaim besides being women's champion. And this is another thing, this is another title that you can add to the women, and I think that's a very exciting thing, and that's another thing that you can add to the women's division to spice it up. And obviously the storyline that they can create out of this Money in the Bank ladder match winner, and the person holding the Money in the Bank always has a good storyline, and this is going to be a very, very good thing for whoever does win the Money in the Bank ladder match. And that's why we're going to discuss who the hell I think is going to win this women's championship or women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I really have no idea. This can go either way. My prediction is Becky Lynch. I've said it since the beginning. Becky Lynch should win this just because of the way I see things transpiring over the next couple months. People have been saying Carmella because she's the wild card, and you really could see her walking around with that Money in the Bank ladder match. You can say Natalya because she really does deserve it. Natalya has worked her ass off for this SmackDown Women's Division, and she really has not been repaid. So I would like to see Natalya win it. I would not be against that. But my pick is Becky, because really Becky has not been doing anything. She really has not been doing anything. She's kind of been in the sidelines, in the shadows, since winning the SmackDown Live Women's Championship and losing it to Alexa Bliss last year in 2016. So I say give her this Money in the Bank ladder match. Have Charlotte win the SmackDown Women's Championship on the road to SummerSlam. And have Becky say, I want to cash in since she is a face. I'm not going to do the pussy thing, and I'm going to run in whenever you're down and when the champion is weakest. I'm going to cash in my match at the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, SummerSlam, and me and you are going to duke it out, and I'm going to show everybody what I got on the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, and I'm going to win the Women's Championship. I think that's what you should do. Becky wins it that way, or Becky doesn't even have to win that match. I say she cashes it in at SummerSlam, and you do the Charlotte versus Becky match that everybody wants to see. Wherever they want to go from there is really up to them. But Charlotte versus Becky, I think, is the biggest match you can produce out of that SmackDown women's roster that you have right now. That's really the biggest way I think you can go here is Charlotte versus Becky. Those are the two women who are best in the ring. I think those are the two women who are most over. Everybody loves Becky. Charlotte has her heel heat still there. If you do decide not to go full-fledged with this babyface crap that Charlotte has been doing as of late. But I say Becky versus Charlotte go into SummerSlam and have the Money in the Bank be the building blocks to that match. Moving on here, and this is the final match. Only 5 matches on this show. Really could have been more if you would have done what I had discussed at the beginning of the video, but you know what? Let them do whatever the hell they want to do. You have Money in the Bank ladder match, like I said numerous times in this video. This is one of the most star-studded Money in the Bank ladder matches that you have ever had, and it really did not need to be that way. It really did not need all these stars who you know are not going to walk out the winner. AJ Styles is in a feud with Kevin Owens. He's not walking out the winner. He doesn't need the Money in the Bank. Shinsuke Nakamura, no, not yet. Not yet. He just debuted after WrestleMania. No reason for Shinsuke Nakamura to be winning the Money in the Bank ladder match. Kevin Owens is your United States champion. You're telling me he's going to win the Money in the Bank and be both United States and WWE champion? No, that just does not make sense at all. Dolph Ziggler, hell no. Just why would you ever do that? The time of Dolph Ziggler has passed. And then, of course, you have Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin, which I can see either of these guys winning the Money in the Bank ladder match, and both of them deserve it as much as the other. Sami Zayn worked his ass off the entire run that he has had on the main roster. The amount of match of the year contending matches that Sami Zayn had in 2016 was crazy. It really was. People were putting Sami Zayn all over their list at the end of 2016 last year. It was Sami Zayn versus Nakamura at NXT TakeOver Dallas. It was Zayn versus Owens at WWE Battleground or Extreme Rules, whatever pay-per-view it was that they fought at. Payback, I think it was. They were putting Styles versus Zayn on Monday Night Raw, that July edition of I don't even remember when the hell that was. They were putting Zayn in that fatal four-way that they had for the Intercontinental Championship last year. Just a bunch of matches that Sami Zayn was in that got Match of the Year contender. And I mean, it would really be a grand payoff for Sami Zayn to have him win that Money in the Bank and have him cash in and have him win that WWE Championship. That would be fantastic. That would be absolutely fantastic. But I mean, the Money in the Bank has always been better on a heel, and I think there's no doubt about it. I believe the majority of Money in the Bank ladder match winners have been heels, and it's because the way the Money in the Bank makes a heel just so much more dastardly. Look recently to Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, just all these guys who have won the Money in the Bank as heels, and it's really turned their career around and just made them a top star while they were holding it, but just legitimized their career as they were going. And I think that Money in the Bank briefcase would go so well with Baron Corbin. I mean, Baron Corbin has just been so consistently good since the brand split, and he's just developed so much since coming up from NXT. You've really seen the progression of Baron Corbin from being very green to just so good and just being one of those top stars on SmackDown. And an easy top 5 is Baron Corbin on SmackDown, and he really, I could see him being the WWE champion by the end of 2017, and it's been my prediction ever since we've been talking about Money in the Bank that Baron Corbin is going to go into this match and he's going to become the Money in the Bank ladder match winner. It makes sense. He's a heel. He's an upcoming star. He can really use the Money in the Bank, and I really, really do see Baron Corbin being WWE champion by the end of 2017. I really do. This is probably the guy who deserves it most in this matchup. Really makes no sense for anybody else except Sami Zayn to win it. And if you ask me, my prediction is Baron Corbin. I think Baron Corbin can do so much with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and I think that he would be the guy to just cash it in out of nowhere. It'd be super exciting, and I think we all want to see Baron Corbin as WWE champion as well, because this guy is just so good at what he does, so good at just being a prick, doesn't give a crap about you, and is gonna beat your ass. And I think I want to see that as WWE champion, and I think the Money in the Bank is the perfect way for Baron Corbin to win that WWE championship. So that is what I think is going to happen in the Money in the Bank ladder matches that we are going to see here on Sunday at Money in the Bank. Of course, like I said at the beginning of the video, we will be doing a review for Money in the Bank after it goes off the air. So if you want to tune into that, which you should totally tune into that and see what I think of the pay-per-view. I'm predicting right now that it's going to be a damn good pay-per-view. Money in the Bank really is always a very, very good pay-per-view. It was last year. Money in the Bank last year was probably my favorite pay-per-view we saw in 2016. So we're going to see what happens at Money in the Bank this year. Hopefully it can live up to expectations. The Money in the Bank ladder match is always one of my favorite matches of the year. My favorite match of the year is probably the Royal Rumble match, just because of all the excitement around it. But, I mean, the Money in the Bank is a close second. And, I mean, it's just a very, very exciting match, and we are going to be able to watch that on Sunday. So make sure, everybody, to leave your comments in the comment section below telling me what you think is going to happen at Money in the Bank. And if you do comment, there's most likely a chance that I will respond to whatever you do comment. And make sure to like this video if you enjoyed what you heard here. Make sure to click that like button and smash that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button with a huge goddamn ladder, and keep that ladder there for the rest of time, because you're going to be watching this channel for the rest of time. Don't forget to click that notification bell and go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Monday Night Raw and Smackdown reviews are up for the week. We're discussing the terrible show that was Monday Night Raw and the show that was SmackDown on its go-home show. We also discussed Braun Strowman. The news of Braun Strowman being medically cleared to come back and compete. So make sure to go check out that video uploaded on Tuesday. And of course, behind the mic last Saturday, John Cena winning the WWE Championship from Jinder Mahal. When he comes back, we discuss it, so make sure to go check out Behind the Mic episode number 23. I will see you on Saturday for Behind the Mic episode number 24. Make sure to go check out all those other videos. Links for those videos are down in the description. Don't forget to subscribe. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be all from me right here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed every single thing that you heard here. For now, this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment, and I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video.